Cuba Gooding Jr. breaks silence on sexual assault allegations. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. is finally speaking out about sexual assault allegations made by Diddy's music producer, Rodney Jones, also known as Lil Rod. If you don't remember, a few months ago, Lil Rod filed, or maybe 2 months ago, Lil Rod filed a lawsuit against Sean P. Diddy Combs, accusing him of all kinds of misconduct, all kinds of sexual misconduct, among other things. And one of the names that came out was Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr. has been tied to Diddy in multiple ways and on multiple occasions. And this time, Jones provided this photo of Cuba sitting next to him with his arm around his shoulder. Now, according to people who were there, we've also heard Gene Deal say this, Cuba Gooding Jr. was making a move. Cuba Gooding Jr. was trying to impose some sort of power or dominance over him. This is not celebrity gossip. That's not why I'm mentioning this. I'm mentioning this because Cuba Gooding Jr. In November, and again with Lil Rod, and multiple times has been accused of sexual misconduct, of sexual assault, of sexual violence. And this time, the fact that it's a man may complicate that. It may be a non-issue to people, but either way, we got to recognize that the Diddy fallout is continuing, because this is not just him breaking the silence. This isn't breaking the silence about Diddy and about the parties and about the networks of sexual predation and violence that he is accused of being a part of. I'm not saying he is a part of it, but he's accused of being a part of it. So in an interview with Patrick David Bent on the PDB podcast, Cuba Gooding Jr. says he was shocked by the accusations and says he feels Jones is aiming to get, quote, big money out of Diddy. Now, Cuba was one of only a few names in Jones, Lil Rod's sexual assault lawsuit against rapper Sean Diddy Combs. Now, others were alluded to be clear. You know, he says this rapper's from Philly, this rapper used to date Nicki Minaj, etc. Like, he's making allegations, whether you believe them or not. But it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. The lawsuit that he filed alleges that Diddy introduced Cuba Gooding Jr. and Rodney Jones, or Lil Rod, on a yacht, and that Cuba started touching, groping, and fondling Jones. So he's basically saying he was sexually assaulted by Cuba Gooding Jr. at a Diddy establishment where that seemed to be alleged to be the norm. I don't know what the norm is. I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I ain't never been to Puff's house. I'm not making official claims of guilt. I'm simply saying we got to think about what all of this means, both for Diddy and Cuba Gooding Jr., but for the broader scene where people are coming forward a month later, 2 months later, 10 years later with allegations and articulating a deep pain. How do we respond to that pain? You know, right now, Cuba Gooding Jr., who was radio silent on everything, can just stand up and say, it's nothing. It's just a money grabber. It doesn't feel that way to me.